Good evening, good people, for those who are in East Africa, and good afternoon for those who are maybe for the rest of the world. My name is Evans Rabare, and I'm glad to have you on this session. With me on the chat is my colleague Joy Atieno. She's going to be attending to you on the chat, so just feel free to engage him. And also, we want to make the session as interactive as possible. So just feel free to ask so many questions. Just feel free to just jolt down whatever issues that you have. And also, don't forget to just let us know where you are joining us from. We'd love to appreciate you. So we are going to look at how to build your brand and apply for jobs. So this is a very important session for those who are looking for jobs. It's very imperative that they know how to package themselves. What kind of tools do they need to effectively apply for a job? So searching for a job, I can compare it to be to like being a soldier. So when you're a soldier, you need to be ready. So searching for a job, there are tools that you need to be ready with. We later on we're going to look at those tools. We are going to look at those skills that can really make you suitable for the job that you're applying for. So in today's session, we have three broad categories of agendas that you're going to look at. The first agenda that we're going to look at in details is how to manage your digital footprint and social media profiles. Thereafter, we're going to look at how can you create a professional CV. I remember before there was like a conventional agreed way of writing CVs. We had different formats of CVs. We'll go through the agreed or the acceptable format for CV writings. And you're going to wrap it up with how you can craft an appealing and convincing cover letters. So remember, cover letters are very important in introducing yourself. You can write a cover letter that if somebody looks at, it will force him to just have a feeling of I need to know more about this whoever's applied for this job. So this is basically to prepare you for this session. So we are going to just delve deep into what is a digital footprint, what is a negative digital footprint, what is a positive digital footprint, and how do you really clean your digital footprint. So I think we're good to go. And also just prepare yourself with the questions that you have around this area. And then this brings me to my very first question, which is, which social media channels do you currently use? Which social media channels do you currently use? Just feel free to let us know the social media channels that you are currently using. Remember, we have a number of social media channels. And of course, the social media channels, some are popular in other countries, some are not. So it also depends on the social media channels that are really popular in your respective regions. I would love to know on the chat box, what are some of the social media channels that you guys are using? Feel free to just write them down, and Joy will be very happy to note them down, and I will take a few minutes just to go through them. So when you're talking about social media, I will quickly mention the popular ones, such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So these are the popular ones. And of course, we have others such as WeChat. We have WhatsApp. We have Telegram. Let me know. Let me know the social media channels that you are using. All right. So let's start with our very first agenda, which was how to manage your digital footprint profile. And now this brings me to my second question, which is, what is a digital footprint? And what do you think your digital footprint is? What do you think your digital footprint is? Just to help you answer this question, just go to the search engine and type your name. What do you see? Just take a few minutes, just type your name on the search engine, either on Chrome, either on Google or any other search engine that you're using. What do you really see? All right. So when you're talking about digital footprints, we are talking about all the stuff that you leave behind as you use the internet. We are basically talking about all the trails that you leave behind when you use internet. So it is just part of your online history, and you can potentially be seen by people. In this digital era, where most youths and young people use internet, it's very important that they need to know that what they leave behind as they use internet is very important. Remember, the website is listening when you're online. The website is listening, and it slowly records what you do. And those recordings might be used to judge you later on, depending on if you're looking for a job, or or maybe if you're being vetted somewhere. So it's very important that we see how to manage our digital footprint, and how do we really clean it in case it is not a positive one. So we are going to see how do we leave our footprints. That is the first. That is now the second. The second bit. How do we really leave our footprints when we are in the internet? So first of it is social media. So when you're using social media such as Twitter, they usually likes, they usually retweets. That is a way of leaving a trail behind. When you're using a Facebook, for instance, there is usually comments that you make. There are usually tags that people do tag you. There are usually videos that you upload. There are usually photos that you usually upload. So those things that you usually upload leaves a record. When you're talking about using digital devices, so we are talking about an apps and websites that usually so with the website, sometimes you're required to log in. When you log in, of course, you're putting your details there. You leave a trail behind. When you're doing online shopping, you also leave a trail behind. Why do you think that Google Ads is able to know your habits? Google Ads or Google Analytics is able to know your interest and habit because of the trail that you usually leave behind. And of course, the searches that you usually make. When you talk about online shopping, so retailers and products review sites, they often leave cookies. So cookies is basically for the system to track your activity and allow targeting of the products you recently viewed. So these are some of the ways that you can leave your your footprint behind. Let me know on the chat box some of the ways that I've not mentioned that usually leave your footprint, like your digital footprints behind? Just let me know in the chat box. I've mentioned a few. There could be more. Just feel free to just let me know. All right. What comes up when you search your name on a search engine? Jonas, just let me know when you search your name online. Just put it on the chat box. What really comes up? And also, I'd love to hear what Saphonia says when he searches for his name online. What comes up? I will take a few minutes to just go through them. And also, those who are on the chat box, just let me know what comes up when you search your name on the search engine. When you go to Google and you say you type Jonas Abeje, what usually comes up? When you go online and type Joy Atieno, what do you see? Or when you go online and type Evans Rabare, what do you see? That is what. So those are some of the responses that I'm expecting. And of course, I will take a few minutes to just read them. It's very important that we know what our it is very important to know whether our digital reputation or our digital footprint is either positive or negative. Because later on you're going to look at how your digital footprint can impact you career wise or your social life. All right. So let's look for a few statistics here. We have 80% of employers use social media to screen candidates during the hiring process. It's very true. I agree with this. Employers would love to see what your digital footprint says. Are you active on social media? And in fact, some jobs, as a part of the requirement is, are you really active on social media? What are some of your activities on social media? So basically, when they go to your to your digital footprints, they are able to just get a few information about you. What person are you? So that it will help them in making their decision. So employers look at social media accounts for an array of reasons, but many wants to make sure a candidate will be a good fit with their company. So if you are on social media and you keep on making like derogatory remarks, if you're on social media and you keep on looking down upon people just posting inappropriate images, know that it is impacting your overall image, and you might be suited for a position because of the technical skills that you have, but in terms of your digital usage, you might miss that chance as a result of that. In my early trainings, I did mention some of my friends back in the universities who lost a good opportunity of leading just because of their social media profiles, and I'm pretty sure you can relate to this, especially those who uh, have not gotten an opportunity as a result of that. I would like to use a Kenyan example, for instance. There was a lady who was nominated for a certain post in the Ministry of Environment. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure about the name, the exact name. Maybe Joy can help me. So the lady was nominated for that job, but people went online, dug for some information that she wrote so many years back about a certain park, maybe in Nairobi. People pulled that post, and people were able to tag the Minister of Environment. And of course, the comment was not great. And as a result of that, it forced the Minister for Tourism to revoke appointment. So Joy, if you remember the name of that lady, you could kindly maybe post it for us, or just do a little digging, because it is a real life story. The lady made an awful remark, not knowing that the remark would come and haunt her later. So according to a 2018 Career Builder survey, and I've mentioned it, 70% of employers use social media to screen candidates during the hiring process. And about 43% of the employers use social media to check on current employees. It's very true. So, employers usually just snoop. They just like they eavesdrops on what the employees are doing online, just to see is it really conforming to some of the policies that they have. So, as an employee, you need to be very cautious about what you're doing online, because sometimes the employer might just snoop on what you do, and if it is something that contravenes what you guys have, then you definitely will be in problems. All right. So let's look at how employers use social media. So according to a 2018 Career Build survey, employer use social media to conduct like social media screening, look for information to support a candidate's qualification for a job. 50% wants to ensure candidates have a professional online persona, and 34% want to see what other people are posting about the candidate. This is really important. So imagine a situation where you've gone for an interview and there is a tie of about three people, and the employer has looked at all the qualifications, all the relevant skills that are needed, and you guys are tying. And what is going to break the deadlock is your digital footprint. How will you feel to lose a job just because of your digital footprint? I would also love to know that, because I'm pretty sure we have people who have came second or third because their social media or their digital footprint history is not really good. So 58% so there is likes, retweet, and comments, leave a record. So make sure you adjust your privacy settings on social media. And of course, you're going to look at how you can clean your, so this comes under how you can clean your digital footprint. Then ensure candidates have a professional online brand. So you need to, especially if you're using LinkedIn or any other professional account, you need to ensure that the image that you use as your cover page or as your profile picture is really decent enough. You are in a professional suit, or you are in like a smart attire. That will really resonate well with employers. So don't be tempted to completely erase your online persona. So, for instance, if you realize that your digital footprint is not positive, and you want to delete everything, it will raise a question, because it will indicate that at one point you are active, but some details have been deleted, and therefore you'll have a situation whereby you'll have to uh, answer the question why you deleted your social media footprint from this particular duration to this particular duration. All right, we want to look at how you can manage your digital footprint. So remember, we've looked at how you can leave a trail behind. You can leave a footprint behind. And here we want to look at how you can manage your digital footprint. And we have a number of ways you can do that. So when you're talking about cleanup on content, we are basically talk about don't make comments, post images, or forward something that might upset someone else. So you need to put someone else into your shoe. Like if somebody posts something, how would you feel? So that is what you need to do. Just put someone else into your shoe. What is likely to annoy you is also likely to annoy somebody else. So you need to put that into perspective. We also have think before you click. So when you're trying to, because when you go to Facebook, for instance, there is the bit that says what is on your mind. So don't be tempted to write, just to write anything. Just think, go through it, and also think of the repercussions. Huh? Before now, the repercussions or the consequences of posting or liking that post. Also, that is under think before you click. Sorry for that. And then we also have update your privacy. So in updating your privacy, you're just going to strengthen your privacy, use a strong password. So when you think about using your password, you have to make sure that your password has all this that I'm going to mention shortly. Your password has to be at least eight digits or characters, at least, so more than eight. And then also ensure that we have special characters just within it. Special characters. So when you're talking about dollar sign, you're talking about art. So it has to just make it ensure that you incorporate the special characters there. And also you might want to use uppercase, and you can also include numbers. Why is using a strong password very important? This is because it's been so it's been so what I know is when somebody wants to hack your password, they'll try a few tricks. Maybe try to use your name, maybe try to use your first name. If it fails, the person will go to your second name or will combine the two, or the person will try to guess maybe your father's name or your mother's name, because people knows that these are commonly used passwords. And if somebody is able to guess those ones and get your password right, there are possibility that uh, you will be compromised. So you need to use a strong password, and then change password regularly, and do not share with anybody. So that is why now even with banks, online banking, they usually strongly recommend that don't share any pin with somebody else. There is a purpose for that. And also don't share your password with others. I've mentioned that. And then analyze your current footprint. So just analyze it. So in analyzing your footprint, the first step would be just search engine. What comes up? Are you happy with it or not? If it is something that you need to change or make adjustment on, then you need to act on it. So if you're happy with anything you find, source or so you can remove the content or politely ask the person who posted it to delete it. So you also need to be wary of those who usually tag you into post or content without your consent. It's very important. And then post positive content. So there must so when you're talking about positive content, is strive to post a content that will resonate with everybody, content that will not harm somebody or demean any gender or religion. With that, you're good to go. But if you post a content that is controversial, content that is going to spark up a debate in a negative way, then you're bound to have problem. So you need to post positive content, and of course, you can send it to your friend or somebody else to review it before now it is posted. So you showcase the positive things that you do through blogs, images, videos, and community participation, and then demonstrate that you're great and careful about what you share and look after your digital footprint. So employers will appreciate being able to see all the fun and positive things that you do. All right. So we want to see how you can change your privacy settings. So yeah, and why it's very important that you strengthen your privacy settings on social media, especially Facebook. So of late, you've had a number of cases where people's account are being hacked. You Somebody sends you a link, and if you click on it, they tell you to register. When you register, it's just a way of bypassing and getting into your account. So changing your privacy settings is very crucial. And when you want to change your privacy settings, so this is the step. Basically, you go to your settings and privacy, and you can edit who see your post, review post, and things you've been tagged in your page. So this is very popular when you have like when you have a page. So in a page, you can restrict before somebody posts anything on your page, you can put it under review. So when you put it under review, it will wait until you review it. If you see it's okay or not okay, you're able to either approve it or just deny or just disapprove it, something like that. You can edit who send your friend request on the settings. You can also edit who sees your friend list. That is also an option that you have on the setting. You can who can see so who can look you up when like on your email address. Also, you can who can look you up on your phone number that is provided. So that aspect is also provided on the privacy settings. All right, so let's look at how you can edit your privacy settings on Twitter. So these are social media platforms that are very popular, and therefore you need to how you can just strengthen your privacy. So strengthen your privacy on social media like Twitter. You privatize your tweets. See, so you just control who can see what you post. Control your location information. That is very crucial on the settings. Who you can send your messages and who can tag you on your timeline. So let's look also how you can access LinkedIn. So and of course, LinkedIn is majorly used for professional purposes, and you can access it on Android or via web. So as I mentioned, LinkedIn is a social media that is designed for professional and networking and career development. That is really true. So you can use LinkedIn to display your resume, search for jobs, and enhance your professional reputation by posting updates and just interacting with people. You can interact with professionals like high-end guys. When I'm talking about high-end people, founder of companies, prominent CEOs, LinkedIn gives you the opportunity to connect with them and see what they post. So let's look at how you can create a professional profile. So it's very important that when you're creating a professional profile, you create so we have three broad categories. There is the profile of the experience, we have the network, we have share content, and we have explore and apply for job listing. So let's look at them in details. So when you're talking about headline, so it's a point of impression. So include a clear profile picture. So mostly you need to upload a professional picture, the one that you smartly dressed, the one that is clear. It helps you to tell to tell who you are. Talk about yourself, and remember, make the words to be about maybe about 120. Just talk about yourself, experiences, inside and out of your work, the success stories, and the professional goals. And also we have the experience. So just at the footer, just down there, you add professional experience, your role, employment type, company name, location, and the date. All right. So let's look at how to, like the way you can making professional connection. So you can grow your contacts and connect with potential leads with instant messaging. So make important business connections, join professional groups of like-minded individuals. So if you're in the software development industry or IT industry or hospitality industry, you can connect with people and join groups and get to know what they're sharing because you'll find it suitable for you. So let's look at the don'ts and don'ts of sharing on professional social media handles. So if you look at the do's, post content regularly, and the content should be positive content. Post regularly, keep it professional. Don't make post about you all the time. Keep it professional, and then nurture the relationship that you shall have created on social media profiles. Yeah, I mean on social medias. Have a professional headshot like the one you've seen for LinkedIn and Twitter. And then now let's compare them with the don'ts. So send irrelevant messages. So don't send irrelevant messages. So the messages can be relevant in so many ways. You can send them to irrelevant groups, or you can just send messages uh, to just groups that do not really understand what you're saying. So don't send irrelevant messages. Don't criticize others, or don't be too negative. Like if somebody said anything, you're usually too negative. Please don't do that. Send messages with, so don't just send messages. I see you viewed my profile. Like if I viewed your profile, you don't have to remind me that I viewed your profile. And then don't post personal content. It is like a put off. People will be put off in a way. All right, so let's look at the best practices of sharing content. Content matters. So whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, or any other social media, people see what you post. Share useful insights and knowledge. It's very important. Also share content that won't offend anyone. And remember, as I mentioned, people have been segmented into various ways. We have people in various interdenominations, various religions, political alignment. So don't post content that offend anyone. Use relevant hashtag. So hashtag indicate where your post is and what it is about. And basically it makes it discoverable. So use relevant hashtag. So if you are posting a content that is related to digital, use an hashtag that is related to digital, and it will make it to be discovered easily. Make your post visual. So basically, post images or videos that draw people in. And one of the ways from the Google Analytics, you're able to know whether people interacted more with the images or videos. So these are it's been established that videos or images draws people in. And of course, so these visuals, they bring life into a post. So people are able to relate with them and also resonate well. Start or join conversation. So this is majorly on Twitter. So when there is a conversation that is very important, please jump in and also give your own opinion, share if you can. But don't just be a person who usually you just wait for people to create content for you to jump in. You can jump in, that is okay. You can also come up with a discussion as well. So drive conversation with your network by commenting on posts. And this one is also going to help you in just directing traffic to where you want it to go. You can ask questions, you share and exchange point of views. Huh? It's very important. So let us look at, so here is a sample post and we want to look at it and just analyze it. So there is a post here from Joseph. Huh? So he's so happy listening to T4F while pretending to work. So T4F, I think this is maybe a radio station or something, and he's pretending to work. And here is the boss saying, "This is a nice status update. How stupid can you be? You can fool me, but when you act in a total disregard to all the hard work people, abuse the environment, then you have crossed the line." So look at this particular post. What can you draw from this post? I don't want to. I don't want to preempt. I don't know whether this guy was fired. I don't know whether he was put under disciplinary measures. I'm not sure, because if you do such a post and your boss sees something like this, you will be in problems. So if this post is basically personal and it has offended the boss, if you look at it, let's look at this one too. So I love when I can hear my boss talking on the phone at work. As long as I can hear her on the phone, I know it means she's not going to sneak up behind me and see how many web browsers I have opened. How many people can relate to this? Let me know on the chat box. If you look at this post, let me know. Let me know what you feel about it, just on the chat box, and I'll take a few minutes just to go through it. Please let me know what you feel about it. All right, let me pause for a few minutes and see what you guys have or what you guys are saying on the chat box. So let me take a few minutes to acknowledge Sophonius is joining from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, just around the Toto Mountains. I also see Jonas Abeje joining from Bole, Addis Ababa. So Bole Sabab. Thank you, Jonas, and welcome. So, and also feel free just to ask questions. And I can see you've asked a question that so my social media pops up when I search my name, such as oh, exactly, that is very true. So when you search your name, LinkedIn usually goes first, and of course you can see something on your Facebook and on Twitter. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. All right. So let's move on swiftly to our second agenda, which is writing a professional CV. So, what information should you include in your professional CV? Let me know on the chat box. As you do that, I will also help you with a few. All right. So, these are what you need to include in your CV. So there is the personal information, and we have, of course, the name, the contact, the header. We have the experience. So we are talking about your work experience, academic history, and achievement. We have the strength, personal skills, and both technical and soft skills, hobbies, and interest. And of course, that is the way they should be. You start with your personal information, goes to the experience, strength, and finish it up with hobbies and interest. So make sure there is a summary. So here is a summary of your personal information. Full name is under general, and basically ways for people to contact you, phone number, email, and any other way. You can put in your LinkedIn maybe profile as a way of people contacting you. And then when you're looking at what is experience, so we're talking about what did you do in your college or in university or in a technical institution? What did you do? What did you achieve? So achieving is, this is just your experience, like in a span of 8 years or 3 years, what have you done during the time? And how does this relate to the job that you're currently really looking for, or the job that you're currently applying for? Okay, so let's look at how you like translating experience to strength. Huh? When you talk about experience, talk about tangible experience. So human experiences in the work or education or life. Consider what you did well and how you can how you can apply it in the role that you're looking for. Talk about soft skills or hard skills, like maybe from a teamwork, to data analysis. So those are just basically examples of technical skills. So you need to talk about tangible experience. Talk about what you did and how did you excel on them. And here, and this brings me to another question, which is, what are your top three strengths and why? Just let me know on the chat box. What are your top three strengths and why? What are your top three strengths and why? All right. So let's take a few minutes and look at how you can create a CV with Google Docs. So before we had templates from Google Docs, usually we used to create CVs on the Microsoft Word, and we had a number of formats. There was a lot of formats, but what Google Docs gives us an already made template that can help you to refine your expectations into your expectations into what can you can easily use. So there is the personal information, as I mentioned earlier, experience, strength, hobbies, and interest. And then it also gives you the option of breaking down a CV into sections. And so what it does, it just makes your work very easy because the template is there. What you need is just to customize it so that it really fits. It really fits you. So how do you create a CV with the Google Docs? So first, for you to create a CV with the Google Docs, of course, you have to access it. And there are various ways of accessing Google Docs. So you can log into your Gmail and then go to the plugins, the juicy plugins that are there, or you can just search for it. So Google Docs, you select a resume template, you enter information, and it's very important that you save it as a PDF. Why is it important to save it as a PDF? So PDF, so when you save it in a PDF, you're confident that nobody is going to alter with it, make a few changes to it. So PDF makes it very hard for somebody to change a few things or alter the information that you've really created. And of course, PDF is considered to be like a professional way of submitting a CV. So so creating a digital CV on mobile. So basically, you're going to look at how to create it on mobile. So use a Google Doc app to create a CV on mobile, and the process is more or less same as the one you just discussed, the one from the web. You select a template, edit the content, and you just save it as a PDF. So, but this one is just the mobile version. The other one was the web. And let me take a few minutes and take your questions and see what you guys are asking on the page. So can Google remove the links, images that I do not like of my own content? So can Google remove links, images that I do not like? So that's a good question from Jonas. And Jonas is asking, can Google remove links or images that I do not like from my content? From my content. So remember, when you have the right to clean up your digital footprint, you are able to go back and change your privacy settings. Even when you do a post, there is a bit like there are three dots. When you click on them, it gives you the option of, do you want to edit this post, or do you want to edit this link, or do you want to delete it? So it gives you that flexibility of deleting it yourself. If you're not able to delete it yourself, you can report. It's usually common in Facebook. So if there is a comment that you don't like, you can report to Facebook and they'll take an action on it. If it is Twitter and it's your own account, you have all the rights. You can easily delete or remove. All right. So let's look at our final agenda, which is crafting cover letters. And what do we what do we use a cover letter for? That's a question. What do we use a cover letter for? I would love to hear what you guys are saying. All right. So cover letter is the easiest way to stand out from the crowd. And I mentioned earlier as I was beginning that from the cover letter, the employee will be intrigued to know more like about you. So you need to be very crafty, and you need to be very witty in just writing your cover letter. If it is boring, the high chances that there's going to be like a bounce rate. So the employee might not take time to go through your cover letter. So, according to 2016 report from the Career Builder, 45% of recruiters reject applicants who do not have cover letters. 54 reject resumes that aren't customized to the job. Very true. Very true. So even from the statistics, it shows that resume and cover letters are very important. They are your introduction. So from the resume and from the cover letters, make sure that you're introduced well, so that all the information that the employer needed to know is included in your resume. So building blocks for a great cover letter. So introduce. So basically, you need to use a few words. You can say hi, hello, dear. So in the introduction bit, and then you summarizing. So you can summarize. There is a summarizing aspect, and then there is the problem versus solution. You're going to look at them, relevant, and sign off. So there is the header. The body has summarizing, problem, and the relevant, and then there's the conclusion, which is the sign off. Let's look at them. So there is the introduction. So hi, you can use hi dear. You can use to whom it may concern. There are various ways you can use just to introduce. And then there is the aspect of so under introduction, just talk about a bit who you are, what you're interested in, and what job you're applying for. That is under the introduction. And you can also include where you heard about the advert. It could be from Ethiojobs, Jobberman, CareerJet, Fuzu, LinkedIn. You need to just indicate. And then summarize yourself. Huh? So talk about what is important to you, what you're good at, and what you enjoy. And then explain why you're the right candidate. So here you'll have to talk about the companies you've worked for. And if you're leaving that company, you need to state why. Were you fired or you opted to apply for this job because it's a great opportunity or it will just enable you to grow as a person? You need also to indicate. And will you really solve a problem that the current that the company is really is right now facing? And then talk about your achievements. So just tell them if you have a certificate that you've earned, if you've been volunteering, if you've been able to form partnerships, if you know more than one languages. So for now, for me, I think I know around how many languages now. I know around more than three. So my latest addition is Amharic. So suppose I were to apply for a job, I would also include that some of the languages that I know. So you need to include that. Okay, let's look at the sign off. The sign off. So this is an example of a sign off you can use. I'm honored to be considered for this position. I look forward to hearing from you, and please let me know if you like any more information about me, or just let me know if there is any assistance that you'd give. So that is the right way of signing off. It needs to be very gentle, very polite, and down to earth, like what I've just read. All right. Let me pause for some questions if we have. If we don't, I will just move. Pausing for questions. Pausing for questions. Any questions? This is the time to bring just to write down the tough questions that you guys have. I think I have the energy and the might to tackle them. And the good thing we have Joy. She's like my backup. She's my backup generator. If I run low of power, she'll pick immediately. All right. So as I'm waiting for those questions, let us see what are some of our next steps. For the job seekers in the house, what are our next steps? For those who are already employed and they're thinking of shifting one job to another, what are your next steps? Jonas, let me know. Sophonias, let me know. What are your next steps? And also, let me know on the chat box what are your next steps. So after taking this training, are you going to polish your CV? After taking this session, are you going to use Google Docs just to give you a template that you can easily use? After attending this session, what are you going to do? Just let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. As you're writing your next steps, I would love to let you know that you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter, and we are very active on Instagram. Just follow us, see the content that you're putting out there, see all our upcoming sessions, and please create time to just create time to join them, create time to tune in. And the sessions are very informative and they will just get you started in whatever you want. Just if it is just starting a business or applying for a job, the sessions are really going to help you in great deal. At this juncture, I'm just going to pause and just say thank you so much for creating time for this session. And I hope you had a wonderful time with Joy on the chat box. See you tomorrow for our upcoming sessions. Same place, different time. Ciao.